This is Rome World Podcast, and on this episode, this one's gonna be a good one. I got the musical artist, the comedian slash actor, Buddy Lofton. And we about to dive into everything that he do, man. What up, man?
What's happening? What's how you living?
What's good? Everything good?
Everything good, man.
Let's get right into it, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Rome World Pod. Let's get it.
For as long as I knew you, you always had a passion for music. What inspired the whole love for music?
I told you we wasn't gonna talk about that. No, I'm just joking. So basically, my dad is a very he's a music head. So he every weekend he will be putting on old school stuff like Teddy Pendergrass and like Stevie Wonder,
Teddy Pendergrass,
Teddy P, all them stuff. Like every weekend he'll play that. You know what I mean? My mom would clean the house, but he'll be playing like his music, and he loved everything. So he'll play like a little bit of like reggaeton. He'll play some rap. And this is like early growing up, I would hear him playing like Biggie and like Jay and stuff. So he's like one of the real reasons why I fell in love with music.
Yeah, no,
I seen
definitely.
I seen the vibration it gives off when I seen how people react to music, and it always I was like, damn, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to make somebody affect somebody just from music and my words and my thoughts and stuff. So that's what kind of attracted me to it.
Was music always the first love?
No, basketball is the basketball is the first love. I used to, we grew up playing ball.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Every day, ball
we
was
definitely
life.
did, but I always knew you had that passion for music. I ain't know which one you had more, the passion for the music or the hoop.
Oh, the ball. Basketball was definitely my first love, and then music was just hand in hand. Like it was just kind of not to be stereotypical, but it's when you grow up in the hood, you got to be able to, play ball or
Nah, you're right.
You got to have a ball too.
You got to be able to make a damn team.
Yeah, real spill. So, music definitely been a big part of my life,
When did you realize that you was like, you know what, I'm going to take this music to a whole different level?
It was probably after I graduated high school, and I was in that period of what am I gonna do with my life type shit, and music just was so natural to me that I was like, you know what, let me put a project together and let me see how people respond to it. And I put together this joint called Under the Influence. It's my first mixtape is on SoundCloud probably, and once I put that together, I put that out and I got a good response from it. And that kind of just kept me going into it.
That brought the grind out.
Yeah, because I think when you're making music, or whatever you do, creatively, you feel like once you drop, this is gonna change my life, or this is gonna, you know what I mean? So
No.
I felt like that early on, and then I dropped the Under the Influence, and I didn't get the the record label call and nothing yet. So I was like,
Under the Influence wasn't the first album.
It was my first mixtape.
Mixtape. Okay.
The first real project was Cold Turkey.
Yeah, Cold Turkey.
But
there you go.
Under the Influence, that was the first putting my foot in the water of the, you know what I mean? And then I just started making adjustments as far as because I feel like I was really rapping on that one. I was really just passionate and just angry. And then Cold Turkey, I kind of calmed down a little bit, and I was more trying to make songs and stuff.
Let's talk about it. Cold Turkey, because I remember Cold Turkey had the tees, had the snapbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was the billboard for Cold Turkey.
Oh man,
we had the Syph in the car and everything. Cold Turkey was the first album.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Cold Turkey too.
Yeah,
where Cold Turkey came from?
That was a big word. That was the first. That was probably 20. Damn, when was it? 2015?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I officially dropped 2017. I want to say 2017 it officially dropped, but I think I was working on it since 2015, 2016. You was probably hearing all the raw the raw tracks before they got mixed down and stuff. So that was my first real time making merch and diving into it, making shirts, making hats, making CD covers. I had CDs, and that's just that was to kind of because I feel like when you're an artist, people always be like, you got to pay your dues, and but honestly, being an artist is opening your own business. You feel me? So it's yeah, you got to pay your dues, but once you feel like you're good enough, like the product you're putting out is competing with like the top, like the real, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
then
the
your
Drakes, the
price
J.
is
Cole's, and everybody.
gonna stay your
Yeah,
price.
so exactly. So that's when I felt confident in my work, and I was like, I'm gonna put a price. I'm gonna make some merch. I'm gonna put a price on it, and once people started paying, I was like, oh shit, like this is real. Like people really like out here, like they support it and they fuck with it. So
No, I think you had like we had a few people out there in the hospital wearing
yeah,
the merch.
shout to Perks.
Yeah, word,
Perks always
definitely.
supported.
Definitely was wearing the merch.
Yeah, so I was just running around, just kind of on my just grinding on my masterpiece shit, a little Nipsey Hustle flow, just kind of just.
That's when the music went to the whole different level.
Yeah,
The
because I
grind.
feel like exactly that was like, and shout out to Josh Lamont, he's like my frequent producer I work with. He recorded that album. He recorded me for the album. He mixed it and mastered it. And that was like the first time, which led to my next project, No Recess. That's when we kind of decided like, all right, yo, this is dope. Like he had like 4 or 5 joints on that project, and then we was like, yo, we should just link up and just make a whole project. And then that's when No Recess came about.
I ain't gonna front. No Recess was hard. I was feeling like just the whole name of it, just going with it. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I think a lot of my music is like, it's like nostalgic, and it's like I think at that time we was definitely both feeling like underrated in our crafts. Like him as a producer and me as a rapper, like we both felt like we were putting out like high quality work, and we didn't get like our due respect. You feel me? So we just came together and was like, yo, we not playing with nobody no more. Like we just gonna really like put our foot in everybody's ass, like, and just, so No Recess was like a word, like a play on like we not playing, and then it was like the whole school aspect of it, just a little bit of nostalgia, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was that kid that didn't have recess, you know what I mean? Like I had to face the wall and stuff. So it's just that I like the wordplay of that, and word, yeah. No Recess was definitely like a powerhouse. Like Josh is dope. He made it was like probably 17 joints on there, and he made like all beats.
Damn.
And they all different, you know.
Shout out to him.
Word. No Recess was like more of me trying to it was more of like a platter of like me being like, all right, this is, I could rap, but I could do the auto-tune, put the auto-tune on me, and let me see, like,
show you what else I can do.
Yeah, so I had songs like More Sauce with Controversy, shout out to Controversy, Free Controversy. We definitely recorded that when he was on the run.
For
like,
real?
Yeah, he was on the run. Like I thought he was joking, and I picked him up because I had sent him the record. I sent him the beat, and he was like, yeah, I'm down, like, because we be running into each other. Like, we gotta work. And then I finally had a record for him, so I sent it to him. He's like, cool. He's like, yo, I'm down. I think we met up at like something Best Buy somewhere. He's like, yo,
met up at Best
Buy in the parking lot, and he's like, yo, I think I had to meet him.
I ain't gonna meet up at my home. I'll meet up at Best Buy.
Word, the nigga, I was riding with him. He's like, yo, take the back streets and shit. And then I was taking the back streets and all that, and then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, this nigga's really on the run. Like he don't really want me to be. But he's a real nigga. Shout out to Controversy.
Before you get to his house.
Real shit, because he really held it down and came through on that feature, and that's one of my, everybody's favorite off of No Recess, More Sauce. Word.
Remember when we was chilling? I told you was the first person to put me onto the battle rap.
Oh yeah.
Read dollars.
Read dollars.
You was always into the battle rap.
Yeah, man. But like I'm fascination with words and like just the way they could just be mad creative, and like I like metaphors. I like, you know what I mean? I feel like battle rap is really like elite lyricism. Like, you know what I mean? They're going in there to really like write some shit that's gonna make you say whoa and like try to blow your mind. So I always love watching battle rap, and Reed Dollars is the, you know what I mean, one of the first guys that went viral. He was like,
man, I was like I ain't even know what was going on, but I just heard him, and I was like, you know what? Like,
War Paint, Vests and Ammo, K over the shoulder, the two Berettas, I'm Rambo. Like,
yo, I replayed that like how many times? I don't even know. I was a fan. I ain't even know nobody else. I just know Reed Dollars. Like, I just woke up in the group and say Reed Dollars. That's it.
Shout to Reed, yo. He's still doing it too. He's still top tier. Word.
How you feel about the music industry now?
The music industry, it's funny because I've really been doing it. Like, I seen like the changes throughout the times and shit. Like, and I love the music industry. I think it's more vibes now. I feel like people they're not, because I feel like when I grew up listening to rap, it was more about the words. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like when people rap, you're like,
you can actually hear the words.
Yeah, you can hear the words. You could
it
change
feels
sentences.
something to
yeah.
you.
So it's like when I used to say, when people used to say they used to rap back in the day, people be like, yo, let me hear something. Like they want to hear you say some shit. But now it's like people, when you tell people you rap, people just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
but
just
let me
keep
hear,
it moving. Like,
take your iPhone out and play it. Like, no, like
word,
let me hear you say something from you. Know what I mean?
But
I
think, yeah, like I said, I think the industry now is more about vibes, more about the beat, and like, people want to know what you eat for breakfast. Like that's like they want to know how you, like they want to feel like they're your friend. Like they don't really care about the music aspect. Like they want to know if there's like who you are, and like is that someone like, so like that's kind of what changed to me. Is like I think people was telling them who they were in their raps, and nowadays people want to see you like brush your teeth and be like,
I
yeah,
told
I'm
you
doing
everything
this
is visible now. Like it's like it's no more like writing nothing down or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, nah, for sure. So, which is like, you know what I mean? It's a good and a bad thing, but I feel like, you know, that was all eras of music. There's always some high elite quality music, and there was always some like, you know, some low, like, you know, some whatever, some fun shit, some shit for the
Blueface shit.
Some Blueface. Free Blueface. Word.
So we gotta get into this freestyle that you did called "The Man Never Lose," which was you had put together.
The Man Never Lose. I never named it that.
The man.
No, I'm joking. I know with the Live in that Live freestyle.
The man. Yeah.
Oh,
see,
okay,
you got
okay.
me thinking that you never see. That's why I ain't drinking no more with you.
Yeah, 3 times. Buddy Lofton, Buddy Van Gogh. Yeah, I like this. I had to. I had to. Yeah. I don't know her name. She a freak hoe. Why you leave for? Give me brain. Then she deep though. Little mama, I need more. Shoot my shot, then I reload. Cooking up another kilo. Serve a nigga through the peephole. Young Shaq with the diesel. If I'm in the spot, this is smoking section. She know I'm hot, I just go and get it. Said she wanna see the block that I'm always reppin'. And I know she a thot cause she so aggressive. I get money with niggas that's so indebted. And she eat like a vegan, you know she lettuce. And you keep sending texts and you know she read it. No, I ain't come here to lose. How about the foreign with Jules? She called me baby and heard that I'm crazy and seen that it's actually true. I thought it up, then I wrote that shit down and I'm seeing it happening. Ooh, shoot my shot, got me clapping in two. Do my dance, she a fan of the moves. Made some bands, that's a fact, get in tune. I got a plan full of panic and doom. I took a nap and they patted the room and they say I'm the man and the man never lose. See, they don't want no smoke, they on probation. I'ma stand up, nigga need an ovation. And you niggas need help, need a donation. They keep my raps on rotation. No cap, just captions, quotation. You think she bad, she so basic. I'm in the jag, that shit racing. All in the trap, that shit banging. They hit my line, my name ringing. Fuck what you thought, this shit different. Blow your brains out, what you thinking? You see my walk, how I'm limping. That's your BM, now she missing. All in my hood like the engine. Don't get me started, I'm tripping. Ain't no future in hating. You bitch niggas, you suckers. I got that addy, but I'd rather catch you in public. I make examples, concussions. I just see food in it, scrumptious. Know how I does it, I does it. Please don't compare me to others. She hit her knees when I come in, and I love it. I love it, I love it. Buddy 3 times, buddy Van Gogh, I love it. You already know. I'm reloaded. It's perfect. I don't know her name. She a freak hoe. Why you leave for? Give me brain, then she deep though. Little mama, I need more. Shoot my shot, then I reload. Cooking up another kilo. Serve a nigga through the peephole. Young Shaq with the diesel. If I'm in the spot, there's a smoking section. 3 times,
But
I'm
no,
weak.
that whole setup was dope. Being in the background of Long Island with the ring mic, it gave me like the whole battle, the battle rap.
Oh, it was called Smoking Section. That's why I was like, the man never
Smoking
lose.
section. I thought it was the
Oh,
man never lose.
Nah, I mean I said it in the track. That's what black people always like. They don't care about the name of the song. It's just like whatever part of the song they remember. That's what they named the song. Like
I ain't gonna lie, they didn't put that shit in the Google. That's the best. The only thing I remember is what I remember part of the song, and I put that shit in the Google, and 8 different songs come up.
Word.
But that wasn't the name of the song.
But nah, I said it was called Smoking Section.
Oh, okay,
Smoking
okay,
Section.
okay.
But Yeah, nah, but I didn't really release that on platforms. It's just really on YouTube and Instagram right now. But yeah, that was a dope because people always was like, yo, you got to do some drill shit, or you got to do some, like, you know what I mean, you got to talk your shit on some joint. So I'm like, all right, I had that beat sitting for a while, and I jumped on it, and I was just like, just having fun with it, and just kind of really, like I said, just doing, like, showcasing my versatility and being like, yeah, I could do this too. Like, is this what y'all like?
Nah, I ain't gonna front. I liked it because I like the whole the whole switch up and the slow down to it.
Yeah, and I wanted to rap on. Like, I feel like I was really rapping the whole time too. So I'm like, that's why I always like try to separate myself and just trying to really, when I rap, I just like to I like to be realistic in my raps, and I like to give people something they can take home and like drop a gem on them, or like, you know what I mean, like
something to remember when they walk out the door.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't. I always try to, like, put the medicine in the candy and just try to.
Medicine in the candy. Yeah. I never heard that before. Please explain what medicine in the candy.
Put the medicine in the candy.
That's not like, the tequila talking.
You never heard that saying? It's basically like. It's like when you're a kid, you don't want to take the medicine, so your mom gonna put it in some shit. Okay. It's like that's the same thing with, like, let's say, because they say, like, a lot of music nowadays is dumbed down. So it's like with me, it's gonna sound dumbed down, but if you're really listening, there's a medicine in it. There's gems in it.
Yes,
so it's
yes.
It's still, it's still candy, but it's still like there's medicine in that candy. That's what I'm like. Basically, when I say that, that's where I kind of approach certain records.
Music isn't the only thing that you do. That's why they call you 3 times.
Buddy 3 times.
Buddy 3 times.
Buddy Lofton, Buddy Van Go.
So I know you to do some stand up. Some comedy.
Yeah.
You still behind the mic?
Cause it's funny, we started out doing comedy like a while ago. Like we did it like 2-3 times back in the day. Like back in the day.
Back I told probably you
like, this is back
how
in the
far
day.
I don't even know how back it
That was back. That was like, I don't even want to say, like,
I told you, like, if you say how far back that was, they gonna be like, damn, they niggas been friends for that long. I ain't gonna fight. Yo, this shit is like a relationship, bro. Like literally on and off, on and off, bro. But that's my man's though. But no, we definitely did the comedy.
Yeah. So the comedy, like I said, music, basketball, but I didn't say comedy, but comedy, yeah, that's just what is in our blood. Like I feel like we just comedy was just always like something that I like, just making people laugh and, like, you know what I mean.
I love making people laugh, and I feel like that's how we connected. We connected off of
and it's funny because a lot of the people, they hated you because you're a funny nigga, but they don't. It's like, you know what it is too. Comedy is like a language too. That's what I think it is too. Because some people just don't speak the language.
Nah, they don't.
There's certain things that people like, and I think that's what happened when I like. Cause I hated you too in the beginning. I hate it, but I'm like, who is this nigga? Like, this nigga come around talking shit. This nigga just. But I could see the funniness in it, and then once you kept coming around, I'm like, oh, this nigga, that's just who he is. Like,
I tell you gotta be cut from a different cloth to be able to do what we do, man. It's just like, I don't know. I just like how you said, like, I just love making people laugh. Like, I think the gift of just. Like, if they don't know you and they sitting up here laughing, it's like, damn, you doing something.
Word. And then, like I said, I said it before, but we did it back in the day, and then I stepped away from it because I felt like it was like, back in the day, I felt like a depressing path a little bit.
For you?
For comedy, because it was like, you gotta, back then it was like, you gotta really, you still do it, but you gotta bring people, and we was coming from Long Island, we was young, so it was like, driving to Long Island, I just didn't really, at that time, I didn't really, like, it was like, I did it like 3-4 times, and I loved it, but it was like, I need something where I could just go on my own, like, just do, like, so I think that's when the music came back into it, and I was like, you know what, I like being able to write my raps and just going to the studio and just recording them, putting them out, like, I kind of control every aspect of that.
I already told you what my biggest thing was with this whole comedy thing, having to bring 5 people to a show. Like, I told you that already. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I heard you talking about it on shout out to Perks.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about it on his podcast that you were saying how that like, you don't always want to bring people to see something, because like how you said, you're raw. You're
Yeah.
just starting out. Like, you don't want people to just off the back to be like, oh, his jokes suck.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they tell another 5 people.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
another 5 people tell another 5
Niggas
people.
suck.
Then it's like,
Or-
I mean, you can't make up for
Yeah,
the
for the first impression. It's
yeah.
like you only get one time for first
Exactly.
impression.
So it's
and
like,
then it's like,
let me
yeah.
work on my impression.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like a mixture of that too, because it's like, it was like, damn, I don't want to be begging my family or my friends to come and that was when we was younger. So now it was like, I did a show with Matt Scribble. Shout out to Matt Scribble. We did a show where he does like he had rappers doing comedy and the comedians had to rap. So I think he did it once a month. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was doing it. And that was the first time I did stand up again, because he had me headline, and then I had to do comedy. But I had to perform, I had to do music, but part of the show was like, you had to do comedy. So was working on that, and I did some comedy, and I got a laugh, and I was like, oh shit, and it was like a high, like I was like, oh shit, I'm like, yeah, this is dope. And then like, yeah, and now it's like, I did a couple more after that, and now it's just like, yeah, like I definitely want to kind of master that, but on the low, like I kind of don't want to, like I don't want to pop out until I'm really, really good, and then people are gonna be like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? So right now it's just like really being like trying to master that and like really perfect that on the low, because I think it helps with all aspects of
It goes hand in hand
with everything. Yeah, because it makes you a better people person. You know what I mean? It makes you better.
100% better people person.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's like, but I respect comedy, and this is I was saying, I'm glad I remember this, because I said this before. I said like I like rap and comedy because there's two things, like with a hot bar. You're gonna react. Like you can't, even if you hate somebody. And you're like, I don't like this nigga. But if you say some hot, you can't. Your body just reacts. You can't. And the same thing with a funny joke. It's like, so that's two things that I love about rap and comedy.
You're gonna get a reaction.
You're gonna get from both. You can't hate. You can't. It's like if it's good work, there you can't deny it. No, so it's like, and you get that instant feedback from comedy where it's like you write some shit and then. It's either funny or it's not, and you get to test it out right there in front of you know what I mean? Like I won't know until, like, you know what I mean? I gotta send the music out, put it on the DSPs, and then like I wait for people to, you know what I mean? See, but it's like y'all know exactly, like, is this joke fire or not, like in that same instant, like, you know what I mean? So I respect comedy.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I love Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal is my guy.
Funny man.
Patrice. Yeah, he's the GOAT to me. Who else I love? I love Patrice is dope because he only had like 2 or 3 specials. But he has so much he put a lot of his life on like podcasts with the Opie Anthony show. And I feel like that's what made it makes you connect to him, made me connect to him, because I feel like I know him, because he really was just raw, unfiltered, really just said what he really wanted to say, and like he was just like vulnerable too, so he'll tell you parts of his life that you know what I mean, people will be shy to talk about. So I loved his like his mind, like his mind on things, the way he looked at the world. Like he's someone that I would just love to be like, damn, what do you think about Trump, or what do you think about this? Because I know he would just have a whole and the thing about it is, like, he'll say some outlandish theory, like he'll say some wild off the wall shit, but by the end of him explaining it, you'll be like, oh, okay, like I guess I could see how you, and that's why I respect him, because he could always
sound like a little young Bernie Mac, like Bernie Mac
saying
like
the unfiltered,
the unfiltered version.
Bernie's up there too. I love Bernie. I wish he had more stand-ups, like more stand-up specials and stuff. But yeah, I'll fuck with Bernie. Bernie's I love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was like the
Eddie Murphy, funny man. I told you I still don't feel him
as
a funny comedian, man. I don't know, man. I don't think Eddie as a comedian. I think him more as a movie man.
Eddie's the GOAT. Eddie Raw and Delirious is just hilarious, and it's just like it's because for me it's timeless in the sense, like some of the theories and stuff that he was saying on there, it's like it's still relevant today and shit. And it's like the fact that he was like 20. I think he was like 19 when he did the first one, and then he did the 20. He was 21 when he did the second one. It's like, damn, you take all that into account. I'm like, this guy was just, this is different. He's the beast. Like, and I think when you go back, because it's like now when I go back and watch Richard, I mean, I think he's the GOAT, but I think it's not.
Shout out to Richard Pryor.
It's not as, because I feel like Pryor. It's been so much comedy that I feel like when you go back, and watch it. It's not as funny because I feel like all the comedy you watch, it did spawn off of what Richard did.
Yeah.
And they kind of added on to it. So they kind of like.
So would you say Richard the GOAT?
Richard is the GOAT. But I'm saying
GOAT.
because you said like when you went back and watched Eddie,
Yeah.
it wasn't as funny to you because I feel like you watch so much comedy.
Yeah.
But if you watched it if you was around and when it came out,
Oh,
you probably would have
yeah,
been like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
hilarious. This is the funniest
definitely.
shit. But now that came out in the 80s, and then you probably didn't watch it until now or a couple years ago.
No, I'm
so
not even
now
gonna
it's
lie. Like, yeah, I really did. Probably
Yeah.
like a couple months back.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I didn't really look at him as a stand-up until I started seeing it. Like, you put me on to Magic. You put me on to the Mike Epps stand-up and like everything. So it was
Mike
like,
Epps is hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
Epps
Epps
is
is
underrated. I fuck with Mike. Louis C.K. I like Louis C.K. I like Bill Burr. I just started liking John Mulaney a little bit. He's like he's a white comedian, but he's funny. Like he's the dude. He be wearing suits all the time.
Okay.
And I always thought he was like but I like his style, pause, because I feel like he's like a white Chris Rock. Like he's a very calculated comedian, and I thought he was like clean cut, but he did a stand up recently where he was just talking about he just came out of rehab and he was doing. So I was like, oh, I fuck with John Mulaney, like, you know what I mean? He's really, but not because of that, but just because like I was like, oh yeah, he's like, I like people that say they real shit,
Yeah,
like talk
basically
their real life.
just unfilteredness.
Yeah, word.
So who's funnier, me or you? Let it be known.
Yeah, I was waiting for this. Nah, I don't. Oh man.
Yeah, but
Man,
the reason why I asked
I'm
that is
funny
because
now,
if you see like when you was watching Life, back in the day when not back in the day, but we used to have that every time we used to watch Life, we was like, who was Claude and who was Ray?
Who was Claude? Who's Ray? But you love Martin. I love Eddie.
Martin.
I love it. Oh, but you
Nah,
you
but
think you Ray?
I had to be Claude. I had to be Claude. You was you had to be Eddie. You had to be you had to be Ray.
Ray.
Because all the dumb stuff that Ray was doing, it was like.
But that's the thing. We had a little bit of both, because there'll be times when you'll be doing some shit and I'll be like, nigga, what are you doing? I'll
Yeah.
Or I'll be getting out of hand, and then you're like, damn, you know what I mean? So we had there's a little bit of both pause. Like we have a little bit of.
I just feel like sometimes we I don't know. All of this sounds like what's that shit they say now? The no Diddy.
Oh yeah, no Diddy. Word.
Matter
No
of fact,
Diddy.
they just say pause. Like fucking no Diddy. Like
Pause. Word.
But like we just go hand in hand. Like
Pause.
it's just it's just
Cut. Nah, I'm joking.
it's just funny.
Nah, but word, we go back, bro, and it's always love. You feel me?
Nah, it's always love. It's always
Yeah.
love. So I remember you did your new joint that you got out now, Tulips.
Tulips, yes sir.
Tulips. We got to talk about that introduction that you had. Please talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough though. Like how you was where you said it was at JFK?
Yeah, you said when I was walking on the plane.
Yeah, walking on the plane.
I was walking on the plane in my private jet.
Your private jet.
I had places to go.
That jet had mad
I
stairs,
had,
man.
Yeah, I had I had bitches to get and babies to kiss, so I had to. No, let me stop.
Yeah, this is evolution. This is when preparation meets execution. I'm addicted to success, I've been outside abusing. For all them days I was not included. Now anyone can get it, that mean all inclusive. Hot tui, spit at your truces. All your words was useless. In my retros getting retribution. More money, more problems, just mean more solution.
Nah, yeah, that's a display. That was at JFK.
Yeah.
And I was shooting a video. So that was like one of the scenes that we shot for the visual of Tulips. Shout to BU Network. We just did like interview. My boy director Smooth. He's an ATL now, but he's like by a little bit I was gonna say bi-coastal, but he's not bi-coastal. He's working out of ATL in New York right now. So he put together this little interview. We shot a little video for it, and that was like one of the promotional tools that we used to.
I told you, I thought that you was walking up the escalator all the way up, and I thought the stairs, and I thought the video was gonna be in the plane. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, word. I was a little teaser and shit. Like, this is all about content. Just more content. You just drop 15 seconds, whatever. People gonna be interested. Keep people, you know what I mean? I feel like that's part of the game nowadays. You gotta stay on people's timelines. Everybody got ADHD, so it's like you gotta stay, be memorable. You know what I mean? Like people gonna be like, oh, what was he doing? Like, where was he walking up them stairs, going to that plane? Where is he going? So
Never lasting.
and stuff like that. Like, yeah, just keep being in people's face and like, you know.
I'm gonna name 5 comedians off the top of your head. You just tell me what you feel and what you think about them.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Nah, I think he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT for me, comedy wise. You just want me to say a word or just?
I mean, however you feel. You
Okay,
say you.
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
Eddie-
you told me that
Eddie's
Richard
the GOAT.
Pryor was the
You
GOAT.
know what? No. Well, he is a comedy GOAT. He's definitely a comedy GOAT. But me personally, like, you know.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Richard Pryor
yeah,
is like, you know how they do Tupac and Biggie. It's like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
mention them when you're talking hip hop. Like you gotta mention Richard. You can't just not mention Richard. But I love Eddie. He's one of the reasons. Even like my name, Buddy Lofton, a little bit came from the Nutty Professors, like from Buddy Love.
Oh, okay.
Like-
What's that? What's up, nigga? I said, what's up? Didn't you hear me when I say hey?
Buddy Love and Nutty Professors, when he's just more like in your face and just talking shit. Like that's what I wanted to kind of translate a little bit. Like what Buddy Lofton was like my character. When I'm him, I'm just off the wall and I'm just really talking my shit. So, that's where he's one of my inspirations for that, for my name, Buddy.
So we got Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, definitely one of my favorites too. I don't want to say he's a go, but I think he's a go too.
I
think
got
he's-
the episode when he came in. What do you think? He had the thing in his hand. Said, hit the
love
thing
it.
right in the back of the head.
I'm weak. Nah, Jamie Foxx is. I love Jamie. Even he's like an inspiration too, because the way he does music and acts and does comedy, like.
I see him more music, but I feel like he had to dibble into. I feel like everybody has to have a starting point, and I feel like the starting point was for him was for his acting, because every time he was acting, he was always singing. he was always singing. So I feel like it was like for his break. I feel like that was really his.
Well,
break.
I think he really loved to sing, but I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing about people too, is like people. He's dope at it in all aspects, but people can't really. They want to put you in a box. They're like, this is how I kind of like. But it's like, yo, he's dope in all aspects. And I think him and like Donald Glover, I feel like they're two people that they can do everything very well and high quality wise, or where they step into. If he steps into like acting, Jamie Foxx can act. He got an Oscar. He could act with anybody. He steps into music. He could sing with anybody. You know what I mean? When he's texting the comedy, I think he could do comedy. He's a great storyteller. He's funny as shit. Like, so him, like Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, those are guys that I look at and I'll be like, oh, I like the way they could do that at a high level, and they kind of have this persona where like people kind of accept it. They like, oh yeah, this is what they do. Like, you know what I mean? So, that's like Jamie Foxx and like I said, Donald Glover and people like that. Those are people that I really like look up to, because like they've done that transition very well. So,
What do you think about Gary Owens?
Gary Owens.
Gary Owens is my man. Gary Owens is black. Forget you, Gary Owens. You sat up in here on my Instagram and looked on my shit and then DM me. He ain't even gonna look at this.
I'm weak, Gary O. I like Gary O. He's cool. He's funny. I don't think he's not my like. I don't really.
I go to a Gary Owens show. I ain't even go live, boy.
I respect Gary. I like Gary. I feel like if I seen him live, I'll be like, yeah. But right now, I mean, I'm not. I haven't like seen any of his specials like in full and been like, oh, I love the Gary Owens special. But I mean, I respect him. I like his comedy. I think he's cool. But yeah, not one of my favorites.
So you ain't gonna put the GOAT underneath.
Bang bang. Nah, I ain't gonna put the goat on.
What about my man Larry David?
Larry David.
Larry David.
LD, I fuck with LD, man. I feel like I'm the black Larry David sometimes, like shit that be happening in my life. But I love that Larry David, and he's just like, damn, he's just so. I love the way he writes, like comedy wise. He could take the little mundane stuff about life and make a whole episode about it.
Definitely could.
Like I remember, like one of the episodes, like he picked up a hooker just so he could like drive in the HOV lane. But he didn't want to hit it. Like he just was like, yo, I just need to get to work faster.
the extra body.
So he's like, yo. So it's like little stuff like that. And then he had an episode where he wrote for Seinfeld where he was like, he quit his job on Friday, and then throughout the weekend he realized, damn, I need that job. So his homeboy just told him like, yo, just go back to work, act like nothing happened. Like, so he went back to work.
Larry David wasn't in Seinfeld?
Nah, he wrote it.
Oh, he wrote Seinfeld.
Yeah, he co-created it with Jerry.
Okay.
He wrote it, but the George Costanza character is based on Larry David.
Okay.
The short little bald nigga. But that he's definitely. I'm put the goat on him too. You can put a goat under him.
Got mad goats under mad people. I know you probably gonna put the goat underneath this man. What about Mike Epps?
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps is my man. I thought Mike Epps is in my Rushmore.
Mike Epps is he's hilarious.
He's in my Rushmore.
He's one person that I could he gonna make me laugh like from the pause, like from the gut. Like he gonna make me laugh like a real laugh. Like he's funny as hell to me. Like, and it's just like I said, like he just really like he remind me like that hood nigga that just really like you in Hollywood, but he's a hood nigga that really could say like the funniest shit that. You know what I mean? So
I tell you, it's his antics too. It's like he could tell a story without him. Like two people, him and Kevin Hart, I feel like could tell a story without telling the story, just by antics and the way they present themselves. It just be like, yeah, I could tell he about to walk down and do this and do that. He don't even got to say it. Like
where they animated.
They're so animated.
They gonna act out the joke too. So.
They so animated. It's ridiculous.
Word.
So let's tap into this acting side, man.
Shannon.
So, what inspired it?
Acting. I actually took a acting course in like college, and I did. I think I did Othello. I had to do Othello.
That was in the drama joint in Suffolk.
In Suffolk.
I definitely took that drama class too.
But it wasn't in Suffolk Brentwood. It was in Suffolk Selden.
Oh, okay, I didn't go that far.
But I did do it in Brentwood too. But I did in Suffolk Selden, and then what happened was I did the Othello joint. And I kind of surprised myself, and I was like, oh, this is dope. Like I memorized it. I think I had to kill. Like I did the whole speech. It was like that one in the final scenes, and I think I ended up like choking her to death or something. So I did that scene, and I got a good response. And the teacher was like, yo, you should do acting, this and that.
Oh, for choking somebody? She just said,
like,
you know what?
Choked the fuck out of that bitch.
You should be an actor. You just choked that shit.
Really, nah, but it wasn't just a choke. It
Two
was the
things, acting or go jail. Which one you want to do? Pick one.
Well, any two do now. But it was it was like the whole monologue and the whole scene was dope. And he was like, yo, you should really do this. And I've done I've done a thing with at York College. Shout out to Bency Pierre. He went to York College, and then we wrote a play. Me, him, and boy, Matt. Shout out to Matt. And then we all did a play, performed it, and yeah, that's always been in me, and I want to dive more into that too, like just really going full head on, because I have like ideas and stuff that I want to write, bring to life. So you're gonna definitely see more acting and stuff out of me.
What's the difference between preparing for a scene than preparing for like a show or stand up?
Scene is, I feel like it's very, you gotta memorize. Scene is definitely like, I feel like it's the most work mentally, because you got to memorize it. And then you got to put the right actions behind it. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just be out there. You just can't just be like, oh, yeah, like Othello, like, I'm going to choke you now. Like, you really got to be, like, in it. So it's, like, emotionally, mentally, you got to really, it's using up a lot of your, you know what I mean, those senses, like your intellect, your emotional, your memory. Like, so that is kind of more, I wouldn't say draining, but it's more of a, I feel like, to really, if you want to really nail some shit, I feel like that takes a lot of preparation. I think comedy is, I think the preparation is in front of the audience.
Yeah.
So even if you have a bad set, I don't feel like it's a bad set. I think it's just like you're always learning when you're doing comedy. Like you're always, even when, you know what I mean? I think Jerry Seinfeld said, like, you're only as old, and if you've been doing comedy for 5 years, then you're a 5-year-old in comedy. You know what I mean? So if it's like, you start really getting good when you're like 20 years, you know what I mean? Or whatever. That's when he said, like, when you're like, you're 20 years old now, you're in comedy, you've been doing. So it's like, comedy is like that to me, where I'm like, you're always preparing in front of the crowd. Like, you're always tweaking shit, and like for the next show. and stuff like that. So and then rap to me is just, for me personally, I love it's more, I wouldn't say effortless, but it's more like I get to not think on stage. That's the only time when I'm just kind of like just expressing myself. I don't have to really, overthink anything. It's just like whatever I feel that night, whatever I want to do, that's what I'm gonna express on stage. And I used to wanna perform it exactly how I recorded it.
Yeah,
but
it never really works like that.
No, it never works like that. And it's like I realized, no, it's a live show for a reason. Like, if they want to hear you do it, they could just press play on iTunes. So now when you're live, you got to bring them a little live show. You got to give them something that they wouldn't get from just pressing play. So once I understood that, I'm like, oh, okay, like, even if I stumble, whatever, it's part of the show. It's like, whatever, you know what I mean? I used to beat myself up and be like, damn, I stumbled and blah, blah, blah. I fucked up. But now I just kind of go into it, like, you know what I mean? If I have to freestyle, I start freestyling, but I'm not beating myself up, because at the end of the day, we got to perform. We here to entertain. So it's like, if people are entertained, then you done your job. So
how do you balance all three? How do you balance the music, the comedy, the acting?
I think Kanye West, what he did with, like, I think it was like Graduation, that he did 808's Heartbreak, and then he did like Yeezus. Like, I feel like the way he did it is kind of like a blueprint, where it's like he didn't put a whole bunch of different sounds on one album. Like, he was like, this is 808s and Heartbreak, so this is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you 808s and Heartbreak. I'm sing about some sad shit or heartbreak songs over these 808s, so you could digest that. And now, when that album came out, everybody was like, this is different. They wasn't expecting that Kanye. But, and then Yeezus and so on and so forth, like, the way he does it is like, and that's kind of what I aspire to do, is like kind of just, all right, I'm focusing on the album. So now I'm gonna put all my time and this is the year of the album, or this is the year or the month for the album, and then boom, I got a stand-up show. So now everything else is kind of, so I want to give my full attention, and kind of separate. I don't want to just mix everything in, because like I feel like it's harder to digest that way. So if I have a fire album and then I do a fire stand-up set and then I have like a fire film, it's easier to digest that and kind of respect it in its own lanes. But then if I try to like jumble it all up, people are gonna be confused a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I've kind of and I've always been like, I always used my music videos. A lot of my music videos have like little acting skits or like little, there was like little stories. So that was always like a jumping point, because like I always wanted to. I just didn't want to just hand some guy some money and be like, yeah, just shoot the camera. And like, it's like you always want to go in there with a plan, like, and like that is, like I said, the music videos and stuff like that. That's a way to express yourself and like really hit your target audience of like, this is who I'm talking to, and this is who's gonna respond to these type of videos and stuff. So yeah, just doing all of it is just really you got to really plan it out and really be calculated with like, all right, this is what I'm doing. Have a schedule.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't rush.
Yeah.
Because then, like how you said, you want fire music, and then you want fire stand up, and then you want fire acting scene, and then you can digest it. You're not gonna digest it if one is whack and then the other one is like, it don't really go.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm doing like great music, then you see me do stand up, it's gonna, and I'm not great stand up, and then you're gonna be like, it's gonna bring everything down. But if you see me do music and you see me do stand up and I'm fire and every aspect, you're gonna be like, oh, this nigga is.
But that shouldn't hate on the fact that your music is good, that your stand up is that just because your stand up is not good.
I mean, I think, but I feel like that's what people would like. Even I would probably look at if I see somebody.
I'm tired of this whole
like
people thing,
It's like
man.
T.I. It's like T.I. Like T.I. does fire music, but he want to do stand up.
Niggas he should not do stand up. Get this man off of doing stand up. Why? Like, it's I don't even want to talk about that. But go ahead, dude. What you saying about T.I., man?
No. But I'm saying like, because you just said like, you said, if you do fire music and your comedy is not fire, you don't think it'll bring it down. But like I mentioned, T.I. is like.
So question, wait. T.I. got booed. I remember he got booed. So you think that for him getting booed, it probably lowered down his music a little bit? Of people listening to him?
Shout out to T.I., but I Anybody playing? I mean,
Rubber Band Man.
Wow, let's talk. No, shout out to T.I. because I fuck with him, but I don't feel. I mean, and it's just, you know what I mean.
So everything gotta be
just
good all the way down.
I think so. I feel like if you're doing like like I said, like a Jamie Foxx, like if he announces a stand up tour tomorrow, you're gonna go see it because it's like
True.
Oh, that nigga, everything is quality.
Nah. I'm probably not gonna see a
Fox
Jamie.
like,
I'm probably
crazy.
not gonna see a Jamie Foxx.
He funny as hell.
So look,
I might
here.
need security.
So now what you had just said that everything got to be fire to fire. Now, can you be a person that do skits and translate that back into comedian and into doing stand up? Cuz I'm tired of people that think that they could get hit by a car and then go on stage and they could tell jokes. Like, I don't know, how does that go hand in hand? You can't get hit by a car while you're on stage. Like,
no, but you know what? Stand up is I respect it, bro, because even the first time I did it, I was like, because I remember I had the show, so I wanted to do an open mic before I went to do the Matt Scribble show when I had to do the rappers do the comedy shit. So I went to open mic and I just did it, and I was like, I thought I had mad jokes written, and that shit went by like this. Like in 3 minutes, I was like, ooh. I was like, yo, I don't really do stand up, y'all. Like, I do music, started rapping. Like, I was really like, yo. But I respected after that. But I was like, you know what? I love that. I was like, that's what made me want to get better at it because, and it was like 3 a.m. It was like a bunch of other comics, so it was like they not trying to laugh at shit, like they trying to get on next. So it's like,
nah,
don't
blame it on them. Blame it on the jokes that you presented, man.
But that's why I love it because it's like, I want to perfect that. It's a challenge and shit. Like I love.
But I remember I told you at that time we didn't have a story to tell. We just wanted to just heat on the person that looked at us wrong. Like we just like we really didn't have a story to tell. And I feel like we older now. Yeah. We could sit here and we could just tell stories and just be like, know what I mean, and just relate it back into a comedy scene or stand up.
Or 100%. And then because even I love that about you is that you just dove into it as far as like you just like I want to do stand up, and then you're just like, I'm gonna book the stand up shows. Like I want to do a podcast. Like, all right, let me book. And I love that because it's like you're not overthinking it. You're just going into it. You're just like going off of how you really feel and how you want to build your brand and stuff. So I respect that and like.
Nah, that's love. I 100% appreciate that.
Word, because you told me about this like what 3 weeks ago or like 3-4 weeks ago.
3 weeks and I had it up.
Podcast, and then now we got the fire blazing.
And we got the buddy cup. What was that? That's the secret.
Yeah, buddy secret stuff. Shout to pause no, but it's from Space Jam. Michael's secret stuff.
You got some merch there. That's from Tulips.
No, this is from Polish. Oh yeah, shout to Tulips. Tulips was produced by Josh Lamont. And yeah, this is some merch off of I have a project me and Josh did. It's called Polished. It's my latest one.
I asked you to bring me some merch, and you send up here.
Like
I hate when people make merch and they say, "Oh, now I see why you couldn't get." That was some fire shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So this is Iceberg Slim on the cover, right?
You know the crazy thing about you that I always knew is that every shirt that you always used to get always used to have a saying on it, or it was some old. Like it was just cartoon or somebody old. Like
I love it. I don't know. Like I like nostalgic shit like that. I just like because it's one of them things where if somebody else notices this, if somebody else sees that and they're like, oh, that's Iceberg Slim. We already on a frequency already. That's like, oh, okay, I could fuck with this dude because he knows about certain shit that I know. Like you know what I mean? And then pause or this. So I put Iceberg Slim on the front, and I put a quote off. It says, "No one can relate when you're doing things you can't say," which is a bar from Ballman Sheets off of Polished. Then I got the QR code on the shirt, so you can scan it, and it'll take you to iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to music.
Tough, but if a dude came behind me and he was trying to scam me on the back, I'm not really. That's not.
Wait.
Hold on, real quick. What you doing, real quick? I'm gonna scan you back real quick.
I'm weak. Yeah, nah, but yeah, that's the merch.
Let me get the top 3 actors. I would say 5, but Buddy 3 times. So let me get 3. Top 3. And why? And I don't want to hear no goats. I need. Let me get a solid explanation why.
Oh yeah, you can hit me up for these on. Well, I only got like a couple extra larges
This
left.
man,
I gotta
he-
re up. But
just
my
forget about
favorite
my whole question.
actors is I like. I don't know. I want to say Philip Seymour Hoffman right now. I'm gonna say Philip Seymour Hoffman. R.I.P. to him. He was a goat. He's a beast. Like he's just someone that every time he's on screen, his characters is always just like, who is this guy? Like you always like interested in his characters. I like Philip Seymour. I know you don't know who that is.
Nah, really. It's all right though.
You know him, but you probably don't know him by name.
I
but you
probably know him by
seen
face.
and stuff.
It sucks that I gotta know. I know people by face.
Punch Drunk Love, like he did a scene with Adam Sandler. He just like on the phone. I gotta show you to you, but he's just like his acting is amazing. I love him. I like Denzel. I love Denzel. I know there's other people that I want to mention, but I'm like I love Denzel.
I need 3. One
Leo
more.
DiCaprio is a goat too. Like
Who?
He's Leo DiCaprio.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leonardo
I ain't gonna lie. Leo DiCaprio is tough.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio is tough.
Yeah.
Denzel's tough too. But I mean, I'm gonna let you take out Denzel because Denzel's a goat. Give me somebody else.
Hey, all right, okay. All right. Hey. Nah. Who else to take him out?
He's stupid.
Who am I taking out? So I'm taking out Denzel.
We gonna take out Denzel.
He's just because he's like
yeah, he's a
Biggie
goat.
and,
He's like LeBron. Like
Richard
even though I don't
Pryor
like
and all them
LeBron,
niggas. All right.
you can't put him in there.
Who else do I like? I like Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, another person I know. Take him out. Put somebody
You know
else in
Shia
there.
LaBeouf, Even
Who's Shia
Stevens.
Even-
Transformers, the dude from Transformers.
Oh,
Even
Transform.
Stevens.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
I like Shia.
But all I know him is just from Transporters.
Transformers. He does a lot of stuff. Like he does like a lot of like indie movies and stuff. Like
Oh no,
he done
yes.
Honey Pot.
What was that
think
movie he
Honey
was in? I forgot that he was in jail with a whole bunch of young boys. It was like a detention home.
Oh, Holes.
There you go, Holes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a movie that's mad way back when
Man,
he was
nah, I like
like.
Shia LaBeouf. He's a good ass actor. Robert Downey Jr. I like Robert Downey Jr. I put
Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. in there. He's a goat.
He good. He a goat.
Robert Downey Jr. is a fire. He did he just won for Oppenheimer. He killed that role.
So before you sign my world over here, I need to know any shout outs. Shout
Oh,
to
wait.
Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
out.
also-
Go ahead.
I wanted to say the Polished album. It's funny because I was like I had told you the other day, but I was like you inspired a line off of the that album. The song called "Wonderful Day."
Mm-hmm. Check that out. Wonderful Day on
Wonderful Day.
Polish.
It's one of my favorite joints. I love performing it. But I have a line on there where I said sometimes you gotta take a chance to have a chance to earn it. Oh no, I said all right. So I said my nigga went and copped a whip before he had a permit. Sometimes you gotta take a chance to have a chance to earn it, and that was you because basically you when we was young, like you had the car, like you had the Tercel, you had the tuna fish.
How many colors did that joint have? I remember I came out. You was like, "Yo, I'm ready for the zebra." That shit had
Well, you had
mad
the
colors
Tercel,
on
but
it.
you had it before you had the permit, right?
I had it before I had the permit.
You bought the car, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I like, even now, like you still got that in you where you're like, shit, I want to get something done. Like I'm gonna just get it done. I'll figure the rest out. You know what I mean?
When it comes.
When it comes, but yeah. So I fuck with that, and yeah, I was like, yeah, let me mention that because you could check out Wonderful Day right now. It's on all streaming platforms.
Where they
iTunes,
checking out all the
Spotify,
music
Tidal.
at?
iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, anywhere you can stream music. SoundCloud. You type in Buddy Lofton, Wonderful Day, and I will pop up.
Shout out to the team though too. I ain't gonna front. I don't know their names, but it look like you got a strong team, and that helps out a lot.
Yeah, you know what it is? I got a lot of dope people that are dope at what they do. You know what I mean? So like Josh Lamine is a dope producer. Shout out to Branch Out Visuals. He does a lot of my visuals recently. He shot Wonderful Day. So it's like what else? I got engineers. Shout out to 35 West Studios. They hold it down. I did Polish there. So it's just like I know a lot of dope people that are good at what they do, and then Yeah, and I feel like, once you do this, like, you're gonna see, like, once you're good at your craft, like, I feel like all the elite people, they know each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'll run into
You
people
start
that's
falling
like,
into that
yeah.
elite box.
Like,
and you
even
start
today, I walked
opening
in today,
doors.
and then my guy was like, "Yo, I seen you at
That
the One
was
Train
crazy.
Cypher."
That
Yeah,
was
went to
crazy.
see the
Like
One
how
Train
you
Cypher.
and what is I think Small World.
Yeah, Small World.
Yeah.
Seen him at the shout out to Steve Muse. He does the One Train Cypher. He's a dope videographer, but he brings the whole city, like, just all creatives. And we just go into literally this one train from the Bronx, I think it is.
That was the one that I seen. Yes.
Yeah, and
tough.
he just has a bunch of people, like, it's just rappers, singers, like, people that play violin. Because he said he played the electric sax, so I was like, he was there at one of them. So I'm like, oh wow. But, like, yeah, the more you do it, like, and, like, the elite people, the people that really do it, they're gonna know each other. Because nowadays, all you gotta do is put whatever you want to be in your bio.
Yeah.
And you don't really gotta, you know what I mean? So that's another problem. Like, everybody just puts what they want to be in their bio, but they don't have the work ethic behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really. So, but that gets weeded out once you're really doing.
Rich
real
a
shit.
stripper with no ass. Ass is coming soon.
Ass coming soon. Real
So, what's the gram?
The gram, Buddy Lofton, BUDDYLOFTON. Follow me on the gram. You could follow me on Twitter at Taste the Soup SR. And YouTube, Buddy Lofton. Yeah, anywhere. Buddy Lofton, I'm everywhere.
Hey, spin the globe and give me a sign real quick before you get up out of here.
Let's do it. My boy got the glow. It's Rome's world.
It's Rome's world. You know I gotta get the globe.
Oh, I get it. I get it now.
Where we going?
A little elbow grease on the spin. But let me see. Where we going? Where's Africa?
I see China.
Can I sign it where I want it?
Wherever you sign, this is not a math problem. This is the most easiest thing out of everything that we just did. Appreciate you, boss, man. It's always love when you come through, man.
You're ready, brother. Did you write that down?
Yeah.